My name is Mike Benz. You've heard how the developer will harden the houses using updated building codes and how the fuel modification zones will help keep the community safe. But they're not a magic potion. They don't stop the house from burning down. They just make it harder. And they certainly don't inoculate a human being from the physical and psychological impacts of a wildfire disaster. The county failed to discuss the risks to humans during the extreme fire events. We are difficult to harden. Choking smoke, burning embers, convective heat, and gases cannot be mitigated in a raging wind-driven fire. And the hardened home is only useful if one doesn't make a mistake. What if a window's left open? Debris accumulates on the roof. A windowed garage door melts in the high heat. A tree becomes a raging blowtorch. Safety of the neighborhood is only as good as the weakest link. I may maintain my vegetation and clean my gutters, but if my neighbor doesn't, my house may burn too. Let me tell you about my personal experience with the Freeway Complex fire. I saw the smoke rising out of the east. As a law enforcement officer who patrolled Yorba Linda in the past, I knew it was way too close and the high winds were blowing towards us. I called my family and let them know of the fire. As I raced home, I sensed this fire could be in Yorba Linda in minutes. I loaded up my family, animals, family photos, critical papers, and some clothes for each member. The smell of burning plastic filled the air, and thick, dark smoke began to flow over the hills and towards my home. Even with my doors closed, smoke began to penetrate and activate my smoke alarms. But in less than 60 minutes, the fire was upon us. We raced to get my 5 family members out of the house. As we evacuated, I heard my wife yelling, "Our trees are on fire!" My oldest son and I stayed, and with the neighbor and his son, we fought the hot ash and embers coming from the burning trees. It took 4 hoses spraying 40 minutes to knock them down. Had we not stayed, we would have lost our home. We spent the next 12 hours fighting fires in our neighbors' homes. No fire crews were available to fight this fight in my neighborhood. There was way too much fire, and it was moving too fast. Disaster almost struck my family as they evacuated. As they were leaving, the traffic came to a grinding halt going down Stonehaven and Via del Agua Loop. The fire was burning on both sides of the hill. They could feel the intense heat. They were stuck with this monstrous fire approaching. Fortunately, one of my take-charge neighbors stopped the traffic on Yorba Linda Boulevard to force open a path for these vehicles to escape. With this project in a very high fire hazard severity zone and next to a permanent wildlands, the risk doesn't get any higher. Esperanza Hills puts both the existing and future homes in known danger.